Hey, how are y'all doing? We're playing the Talos Principle, a puzzle game that is about whether AI can be people, something that isn't relevant to current events. On my couch, starting with Bobby.
Hello, everyone. I am BobbyBurm. I'm primarily a Talos Principle 2 runner. I have loved Talos Principle 1. Gelly is so good at the game. I'm so impressed constantly by his ability at this game. I'm so honored to be on the couch and excited to have you all here and watching this incredible run. Yeah. Over to you.
I'm Exto. I'm an older Talos runner. I know a lot about the tech here. There's so many interesting tricks that we're going to see throughout this run. Really excited.
I'm Zem. I've primarily been a router and strat finder for the Talos Principle over the years. There's a lot of really, really cool tricks in this run, so I'm excited for you to see them.
All right. Run will start when I skip this cutscene in 3, 2, 1, go!
All right. Welcome to the Talos Principle. This game is not about puzzles in this speedrun anymore. You're going to find out pretty fast. We're going to be solving all sigils, which means every single puzzle in this game is going to be solved in this speedrun. That means every single sigil, the green ones, the yellow ones, the red ones, and some other ones as well. You're finding out immediately we're not staying in bounds for just about any part of the run, which is very, very cool. And so you're going to see Gelly hopping around on these edges and very much parkouring around this map.
So the item that I'm utilizing here in order to make myself from place to place is the jammer Exto. What is the jammer and what am I doing with it?
Right, the jammer is the very first item. Its intended use is to open barriers, prevent mines from blowing up, prevent turrets from shooting. You may notice Gelly's not really doing that. What Gelly is doing is a lot of item jumping. So when the jammer or any other item is placed in front of you, you get a standing hitbox and a temporary hitbox. The standing hitbox just kind of makes it so you can't stand on top of the item in the future. But that temporary hitbox gives you a really, really strong push backwards. So if he's up against a slanted wall like that, then it'll shoot you into the sky. Very useful. There's a number of different types of item jumps. We'll get into them right now. But how high does it push you? Well, that's the first thing that's going to be dependent on frame rate in this game. It's going to be a very common thing. Everything depends on frame rate. The higher the frame rate, the higher you go. What else does it do, Zem?
It makes walls sticky and it makes the floor very slippery. So every time you see Gelly here running on top of a wall, it's like running on a slip and slide. The walls really like to push you off. Especially slope surfaces can really send you flying. So you have to be really, really careful when running on these walls. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, so I've just collected all of the sigils in A1. There are many different types of sigils here. Bobby, do you want to talk about all the things I'm collecting?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are many different kinds of sigils that you're going to be seeing Gelly collecting around here. So you see one of them is there's a star right there, a yellow sigil right there. The green sigils, we're going to start there. Green sigils are for different area unlocks. So you'd imagine once you get a certain amount of green ones, you can go to a certain level or location in the game. A yellow sigil is for things that unlock items, so things that allow you to do puzzles better, more or less speedrunning, getting out of bounds, those kinds of things. Red sigils are going to be more of the tower and things, more progression in the game, later in the game that you'll be seeing. Really, we're going to use them for doors later on in the game. We're also going to be having some other ones like stars. Those are more of our secret levels in the game. Those stars are technically harder puzzles when you play casually. And then we're going to have some secret gray sigils that we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah. So I've just collected some of the green sigils here. The puzzle that I've just unlocked here, which was the only really time-locked puzzle here, is one of the few intended solutions that we're actually grabbing. It has to do with scanning in a QR code to get the fact that the moon landing happened on a particular date. For our purposes, I just know the 2 buttons that are associated with that. Fun fact, by the way, we don't even need to do anything special for some of these. Just walk up walls on occasion.
That's just in the game. You could just go do that right now.
Boom Shanka. There we go. That's the end of A3 there. So A2. We'll just be doing some more item jumps here. I'm not going to look at this QR code, but it is worth talking about them. QR codes, who wants to talk about those?
Yeah, so QR codes appear on the walls in this game. They're sort of lore messages left to you by the different characters. Your friends can also leave messages around with an item called Paint. Paint's a very useful item that we'll be seeing later in the run. Typically, you'd want to collect a QR code as part of a seeding to cause paint to spawn, but we've already set up some of that, so we're ready to go. But throughout the upcoming levels, we'll hit a few other flags to make sure that we can access that paint item in a future level here.
Yeah, for reference, when he says friends, he means like Steam friends.
Yes.
Like usually in versions of the game, I'm running on moddable for reasons we'll point out shortly. But if you're playing on the game yourself, you can have messages for your Steam friends. However, we are unlocking our first item here, the connector.
Yeah, so
talk about the connector.
the connector spends some of those yellow sigils that Bobby was talking about. The connector is intended to be used to connect laser emitters to laser receivers. And again, this will do something like open a barrier or disable a mine or a turret. But first, we have bump jump. So up here, Gelly is trying to use this little ledge and jump at the same time he steps up. That will combine the two vertical velocities. And
Very
give
nice.
us enough height to get over
Very
there.
nice.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, why is that so difficult? It's because I'm playing at high FPS. As mentioned before, high FPS has its benefits, but it also has its downsides. That trick in particular, the bump jump, any other instance that you're going to see me use it in, it's going to be at a particularly low FPS because you get a lot of height out of it. Intended solution number 2, by the way. But in that particular example, it would cost me 6 seconds to switch from 1 FPS and then come back from it, so it's just more time efficient to stay on uncapped in the meantime. Oh,
Very nice. Wow.
Nice.
That one.
That is much harder than it looks like.
Yeah, but there is a way to do that with lasers in an unintended fashion. But again, the most useful thing that connectors are items and items to jump with. So we'll be coming out of A4 here, and we'll be unlocking our second item, which is the hexahedron.
The classic.
Yeah, more commonly known as the cube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the cubes in Talos, a lot like other games like Portals, you can carry them around, you can set them on buttons, you can use them to sort of get to higher locations. We're going to use cubes for more interesting things than that. In a future level, we're going to be using them to jump all around the level, as you'll see. But in this level, we're more just using item jumps to get on top of these slippery little rocks here, hopping over, and collecting some out-of-bounds stars.
Yeah. So I suppose now would be a good time for a quick donation, JR.
For sure. Get $25 from Katie Moon. Good luck
Yes.
on your run, Gelly. Super proud of you.
Thank you so much, Katie. Another donation's fine.
Yeah, $25 from Pino. Go, Gelly. Good luck, and may the paint be with you.
So shout outs to Pino, also known as Nozu. He's so influential, we've named at least 3 tricks after him in this game, and we're very happy to have him. This parkour is a little bit tight here.
So close. That was still really good, though.
Yeah, it would lose us half a second to fail that last barrier there. And then this parkour, I'm going to be a little bit focused for. All right, yeah, there we go.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Again, I'm weaving my way through collision that's definitely not meant to be weaved through in that particular fashion. Then we'll be going to A8, also known as Dev Island. I am just here to shout out one of my favorite devs here, Damian! All right, and then we're losing. It's just a fun little Easter egg. Damian being the guy who made the music for this game in Talos 2. Many shout outs to him. So, cube jumps. Zem, you made a promise?
Yeah, so coming up here, we have our first cube jump after we collect this sigil. Cubes in this game have a mechanic called a guided jump, where they don't really want you to have to worry about doing platforming in this game. So you can, if you get close to a cube, it'll guide your jump to it. We can sort of interrupt that by going into the menu before we do the jump.
Very nice.
And then when we exit the menu, rather than jumping to the cube, we'll slide to it. And then if you pick up the cube on the frame that you touch it, you'll get a jump. It'll basically turn your forward momentum into sort of vertical momentum when you pop up onto it. We'll swap down to 15 or 20 FPS here to make this cube jump a little bit easier, since it is a frame-perfect trick.
Nice.
Nice.
That wasn't the best version. That's what they're supposed to look like. There you go. There's a lot of different initial conditions that change exactly how a cube jump works.
It's so fun to watch. It is literally bunny hopping around the map. It's so funny.
Let me try this one. So I'm trying long leaps here, where we're essentially going from a further distance.
looks so
there we go. So
Out of bounds.
there's a multitude of reasons why. Oh, no. Okay, I can save that. That's fine. That's a little bit of time lost. I'm obviously dancing around out of bounds in ways that were never really meant to be. There we go. That's what that one's supposed to look like. Okay. So, one more for the road.
For the road.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm doing all of these frame perfectly, so that's a lot of the reason why I'm doing 20 FPS. 20 FPS is also a lot more manageable in terms of the distance and height that I get out of it. There we go, perfect. I do not want to change level caching, but that is the end of A5.
Very nice.
Leading us into A7, where we will be attempting to farm paint a little bit. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll give it one more try. No, it's fine. All right, so paint seeds. Zem, you want to go in a little bit more detail?
Yeah, so paint is a really useful item for the run. Unlike other items, you can get really, really high item jumps off this, and you can also bring it through purple barriers. So paint is one of the most powerful items we can pick up in the run. Something interesting about paint, though, is it can spawn in a few different places in each level. And so one of the things we're going to be paying attention to as we go through the levels is where paint spawns in each level. And then we can predict where it'll spawn in future levels based on where it spawns in each level after this.
The manipulation that we're trying there, we had 4 out of possible 5 paint flags that first spawn paint. Reading that QR code happens to trigger the 5th one. So by looking at the QR code, it spawns paint every time. And there's a 7 in 8 chance that it appears in the location that we had picked it up in. But there's a 1 in 8 chance that we get so-called weird paint due to some strange math that is calculated as a part of a combination of like the level and the name of where we are. So unfortunately, we were not working with weird paint today. That would be optimal. And in the world record, for example, I actually farmed for weird paint and looking for a QR code a bunch of times. But for this run, we'll be flying it blind. And instead, what is this?
Gelly's going down to 15 FPS here because we have another frame-perfect trick. Gelly is going for a wrong warp here, so normally this warp will take you back to A. But if right before you get warped to A, you open the menu,
Let's go. Wow.
open the menu and reset checkpoint, it corrupts where the game warps you and it brings you out to the Nexus. This skips running here, it skips a puzzle on the way. Very well done. And Bobby, where are we headed?
Yes, we were just finished Zone A, so we're going down into B. So the different zones in this game are very thematically different. You'll notice the last one we had was very kind of Roman. This one, you can now tell, is very kind of Egyptian themed, and you can kind of separate the game into 3 parts in that way. So we kind of entered the second third of the game, so to speak. The third part is going to be more like medieval castles, which has a ton of implications for like the walls that are really high up and jumping around, those kinds of things. But yeah, so here we're gonna have a ton of really awesome jumps and skips coming up in B, the Egyptian themed area.
Palm trees just so happen to be, you can try this at home, by the way. If you get yourself a bucket of paint and stand behind a palm tree,
It's true.
It works, it works. I actually did it at AGDQ 2020.
That's how we got to the 3rd floor here.
Yeah, right, true. Elevators? Nah. Palm trees.
All right, yeah. So we'll be collecting a couple more. There we go, yeah. So again, the difference between something like an item and paint is that paint does not have that standing hitbox, so you just, in general, get much higher jumps out of it. Let's say hi to a friend here.
That's me running to the bathroom right after this run. It's gonna be great.
Fun fact, Bobby has free will, which is why he made that joke.
Unlike the character in this game.
Well, that's the argument, right? The
right.
game philosophically is about whether or not robots, by the way, we're a robot, spoiler alert.
The quick flash is so funny.
We are a robot who is attempting to figure out whether or not we can be a person, and there are 3 endings in this game. I'll let someone else take that. What 3 endings do we have access to?
Yeah, go for it. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So there's one ending where it's more or less just jumping to the, kind of very thematically. There's one where it's, you basically just don't have to do a whole lot. You just solve a few puzzles and you get to the end of the game. Another puzzle is really just kind of understanding yourself and getting to ascending the tower, those kinds of things. And then the third one is getting all the sigils, which is what we're doing. It's more or less like a 100% run. And so that's what we're seeing here. There's 3 kind of different endings of the game in that way.
Yeah. Here's a very strange trick, cleverly named.
I can do it. I can do it. It's
this
cool.
is a toggle sprint fan thing, of
No,
course.
it's not.
Speedrunners known for,
Nice.
for their great
Very
names.
good.
That trick only works when you're using toggle sprint. So some runners have access to that or are comfortable with it, while others are not.
Yeah, there's a whole history of the toggle sprint where a lot of the older runners, like the boomers on the back couch here, used to do hold sprint, which they claim makes their pinky stronger. I disagree. But shout outs to Azure, old runner of this game, who in part of his tutorial. Oh,
Nice.
He mentioned in a tutorial once that you should use toggle sprint, and it's ruined Talos for everyone else. So we'll be coming up and rocking up on our first barrier full.
This is so cool. Watch this.
So previously we've had barrier-less cube jumps. Here is a regular cube jump or a barrier cube jump. So we can abuse the game's mechanics just to automatically grab the cube on the frame we end up on top of it using a guided slide. And if you liked the leaps before, how's this? Oh, just in the corner.
Nice, nice.
You could just not hit that corner, by the way. You could just keep going.
Yeah, calculated.
Calculated.
Right. So I'm switching down to 20 FPS to do some more BLCJ routing. Levels like B3 and A5, and we'll be coming up on C5, are tightly knit enough together to where if you have access to a cube, you can just literally path from 1 to 1 to 1 using cubes like this. That's called Hecka Blown Away because I named the video Hecka Blown Away, and unfortunately I didn't quite get it, but we were close enough there. But I will be, especially this
Very nice.
long leap up here gives us a decent amount of time, which is why I'm spending a little bit more time on the setup here. That's fine. We made it. We're good.
We're good, yeah.
And
Very nice.
one more. We've got a decent cube jump also accessing into Sunshot, which is the last sigil as a part of this. Oh, y'all are going to love this one.
Here we go.
Incoming.
I'll do this like this.
God, third person mode just goes ballistic. It's so good.
There's more where that came from. But yeah, so we'll now be encountering B4, where I'll be able to have my first hints of identifying what Paint 4 cycle I'm on. Let's see here. Do I have... Nope. And back paint. Well... That's okay. If we had access to paint, we would have a 8-second advantage compared to the strat that I'll be utilizing here, where I'll be needing to use this connector in order to make it from bang, bang, bum, bum. So in the meantime, though, this is just going to be a lot of item jumps. It's easy. So if we could get a quick donation, that would be swell.
Yeah, for sure. I got 2 quick ones for you. I got $20 from Pete Sneed. Keep up the good work, Doctors Without Borders. I got $100 from Dark ID. Don't forget to talk about paint, Gelly.
Shout outs to Darkid. It's okay, you didn't know. Yeah, he's a very influential member of the community, so shout outs to Darkid here. Yep, there we go. So
so coming up right here, we have an example of a corner climb. The walls, like we said in this game, get a little sticky, and so if there's a corner that's like just right with the geometry, you can sort of just jump into it and pop your way up. We'll see another example of that coming up in the next schedule right here.
So, I mean,
Canonically the best way to play this game, by the way.
Shout outs to Covenel, who exclusively ran in third person back in 2016. He deleted all of his VODs, unfortunately. But yeah, so we'll be doing another intended solution.
Kind of intended. We steal the connector, but the intended solution is to use the connector to open up the Sphinx here.
All right, yeah. And then we've just got one more sigil here, and then we'll be heading into B5 shortly. You know what, JR? Another quick donation would be swell.
Yeah, I got $25 from the Crank Machine. My fellow runners under Elohim, stay sigilant.
Nice.
The obelisk.
You have so many
We're going for it. So, the obelisk normally, and we'll set up as if we're going to do it's not even an intended solution, but it's you're normally supposed to set up a fan and a laser source. So I'm setting up the laser source, definitely unintended here, using a so-called forward nozu, which we don't even have to get into. But moving on, I'm going to instead attempt to do the obelisk CJ here.
Good luck, gamer.
Shout outs to Ninja, who exclusively came up with this setup on his own.
If he gets this, I'm going to lose my mind.
So close. That's all right. As he said, he set up the laser, so we just need to steal a fan from a later level, and we'll be able to get it somewhat intended.
Yeah. For the record, I just did a 60 FPS BLCJ, which is a 60 FPS frame perfect trick. So I would prefer that. No, you don't. That's not what I meant.
Good job, Kelly. Good job. We're proud of you.
While I'm doing the rest of these sigils, who wants to talk about fast versus slow player speed when it comes to CJs?
Yeah, so this is something that I think I actually found way back in the day. For some reason, player speed affects how far you go with a cube jump, and so you can set your player speed to either slow or fast to augment the distance. It's really useful for the barrier cube jumps where you're going really far, and you can set either your player speed down or up to achieve more or less distance on a cube jump. It's really useful for long distance lineups.
So the further away from the cube you are when the cube jump starts, the farther you'll go. So that's why slow player speed kind of helps us out. And here's our fan that we're going to steal for the star on top of the obelisk. But we're not done with fans after this. We have a very cool trick coming up called a fan slide. So we've been using a guided slide. I believe Zem talked about that earlier. And we'll see another use here, the fan slide. So very similar to the cube jump. At the end of the guided slide, the game is going to say, we need to put the robot on top of the fan. And it's going to do that in one frame and absolutely send Gelly across the map.
Very nice.
Perfectly to grab this.
That's a cool one.
That was really clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we'll be headed into B6 here a little bit. An interesting thing to note, talking about the lore of this game, if we must, is that we've been talked to by Elohim this whole time, who sort of acts as our reference of like what virtuousness and what it means to be a person and all that. We've been skipping the whole time the evil version of Elohim, so-called Milton, who is a part of all these terminals. So if you've been seeing these computers that have been sort of staring us down with its eye, we've been very intentionally, because it's just slow, it's not worth talking to them. But that sort of is the crux of like the philosophy of this game, is that Milton is the serpent in Eden, if you will, who is trying to convince us that robots can't be people or can be people. Frogs can be people too, et cetera, et cetera. So just, you should play the game yourself though. That's what I'll recommend. I shouldn't spoil the story too much. But one of them is right, so if you...
I got a quick one, we got time.
That's also
frog-related.
why this is all sigils and not 100%. 100% has a couple additional things like picking up the audio logs and interacting with Milton, but it's really nice.
Shout outs to Apple, by the way, longtime runner, who is the sole proprietor to the 3.5-hour experience that is all achievements. This cube jump in particular is very neat because we get caught on the wall intentionally. So there's a fine line between cool and not so cool for this. Come on. But I'm getting caught on the wall intentionally to give myself more distance away from this cube. Wow. Come on. Don't do me dirty like this. There we go.
Let's go.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's exclusively so that we have an item over here so we can take the fan and land on a star down here.
Very nice.
But the rest of this level is going to be more item jumps. And so, JR, you want to take a couple more donations for us?
Oh, for sure. I have a frog-related donation. I've got $100 from Jeremy, longtime watcher, medium-time donator. Frogs are people too.
Yeah. You know what's up.
I've also got $10 from Prodl. Hello from the back couch. Talos is really a beast of a run, and I can't wait to see you destroy this game at unfathomable frame rates.
He doesn't like the fact that this game has to be played at 1,000 FPS. Back in the day, if you had a NASA computer, you had a time advantage. Now everyone has a NASA computer. So. One more donation's cool.
Yeah, I got $50 from Birdoxer.
Yeah!
First in-person event for me, and no better run to donate than during the best puzzle game of all time. An extra 50 if Gelly hits the obelisk cube jump.
I'll go back.
Love to the runner and the couch. You're all awesome.
It's for the greater good.
Yeah, it's okay. Go fast.
You got close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. That was really close.
But that'll be the end of B7, and so we'll be entering B star. So who wants to talk about the Star Worlds?
Yeah, so the Star Worlds, so obviously we've been seeing stars be collected, as you just saw, all the stars kind of ascended into like these different sigils that we now have here. Inside of these Star Worlds, we're going to see gray sigils. The gray sigils, I think there's about 3 of them in each secret level. And when you get all of those sigils, it allows you to kind of complete the secret ending. Well, secret ending is not the right phrase per se, but it is this ending that allows us to use the gray sigils and kind of do the ending that we're going to get here with all sigils. And technically, I would argue, and is true, all of these are also sigils. So this makes sense to be part of the all sigils run, even if they are secrets.
So we'll be employing pretty relatively, as Star Worlds go, B-Star is one of the easier ones. It's just a matter of, we'll be doing a tree climb here as well. I am not just doing third person for goofs and gifs. I am actually needing lower frame rate, because if my frame rate is too high, you just get stuck in the tree and you can't jump out of it. Here's another warp. Oh,
Wow. Oh my.
try.
Okay. Okay.
Well done.
Very nice.
now we'll be going to C. Bobby mentioned before that this is the medieval one, and so anytime we'll be, this is a lot more cube jump focused. Oh, something to note now that I'm going down to C, I did just skip this elevator by restarting the checkpoint. I've been restarting the checkpoint constantly because checkpoints are set when you're entering and leaving puzzles, so it's just very convenient in terms of travel time. But for that in particular, if you send the elevator to the same destination twice, the first job gets canceled by the second job. Oh my God.
Oh, what the heck?
It's fine, we're good. I've never seen that before. I got one. But anytime I send an elevator to a destination twice by hammering on those buttons, it essentially just sets the checkpoint after a certain delay. This is a very precise cube jump here.
Very nice.
Please. Oh, all right, yeah. No, we're good. That's exactly what we want. Yeah. Are you enjoying?
I wasn't nervous. You were nervous.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a cool little Easter egg.
But yeah, I mean, like, if you are noticing how Gelly is kind of blinking around, it is to that checkpoint point. He's able to kind of blink around and reset the checkpoint to save a lot of walking time and to not have to walk all the way back to the entrance of a puzzle. You basically just blink back to the beginning like you just saw right there.
Okay, we have back conservatory paint, Exto. Could you give me an indication of what that means? So now that we've actually exclusively found that the paint was in the back half, so there was 2 possible options in B4, and now we have stump paint from conservatory, which also splits that in half. We will be able to know where paint is in C4 and C2, which will be the last 2 levels here.
In particular, will be throne room right and sarcophagus for you, Gelly.
Oh, the worst one. Oh no. I tend to not work with paint sets if I can help it because weird paint is the best set, and that's the one that you can easily manipulate. It is what it is. I'm working with the limited paint here. That's a very good forward nose. All right, and now we're headed out of C1 into C3. C3 is going to be a little bit more tense in comparison to other levels because I'm going to be fighting against the inevitable forces of FPS boosting. Although first, we've got a fan slide here. Third person. This is just for goofs and gaffs.
Very nice.
You may have noticed if you have a keen eye that anytime that I'm going downstairs, I'm trying to jump off of them. Anytime you go down a...
Whoa! Perfect timing.
Yeah, that's what high FPS does. Exactly that.
As you can tell by our reaction.
Yeah. These rocks are very notorious for exactly that. They can throw you off into the void and make you have to respawn.
This game does not like me. But in any case, if you're going down a slope or stairs, the game has a very strong incentive to keep you on the floor instead of like you would be walking so fast down a slope that you like would fall off of it. So it drags you down to surfaces of stairs and the like, sometimes to the point where it will, especially at high FPS, drag you down so fast that if you hit a slope, you'll get boosted in a direction, and that's what happened there, which is what we're trying to avoid here.
Yeah, this is the mountain goat trick. The wall on the outside here is super, super slippery, and it can also just throw you off into the void. This is a much harder trick than it looks, so hopefully he can nail it here.
It's so close.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah,
One more try, and
you
then
have
I
very, very little grip on the wall there, so
It's
you
really
kind of have
tough.
to just jam the spacebar and hope that it lets you up.
You can buffer jumps in this game, which Gelly has been doing kind of throughout.
Oh,
Very
very
nice,
nice.
nice.
All right, now we're good. And then we'll be doing the good tree. Trees in this game have collision on the top of them to the point where you can like clip into them like this. We'll see. Oh,
Nice,
That's why it's called
nice,
Good
nice.
Tree.
There's
and nothing else.
There's no alternate name to that. I'm going to introduce us to a little friend. Exto mentioned that if you push things through barriers incorrectly, the game corrects you about it. Hi. So that's one of the testers, the devs, who saw us try to put an item through a barrier when we weren't supposed to. And that was their fix for it. So shout outs to Roby. All right. So I've just got a couple more here. I've got the star and the sigil shout outs to Minecraft.
Yo, wait, who left that there?
Yeah. But now we'll be heading into C5. This is another one of those levels that's very heavily BLCJ focused. Again, a tight-knit level that has cubes available to it. So we'll be just hopping from sigil to sigil. So, JR, some more donations.
Elohim donates $1,000.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
When you think about it, transcending the puzzles by getting out of bounds really proves your humanity.
Good.
Keep going, yeah.
Sure, I've got another $100 from Elohim. All caps. In the beginning were the words, and the words were made the world. I am the words are everything. Word of the words, and the world ends. You cannot... My child, what are you doing? A good cause? I see. Do what you must.
I got the bump jump there. As a backup there, I actually didn't manage to make it back in bounds for that jump, so I didn't have to, but I did bump jump over that wall to save about 0.3 seconds. So
Very clean.
I've got one last BLCJ to do here. Oh,
Nice.
Oh my
goodness.
Oh, just barely.
That's never happened before. I've actually never made it directly on top of the wall, so I got some serious juice out of that, so I'll be looking at that later. And
Here's
then,
our final intended sigil just running over the wall there.
and then one bump jump for the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And now we'll be heading over to C-Star, which has very, very precise Nexus parkour here.
Right, so when you don't have too much control over your character when you're in the air in the Talos principle, you can control your strafing until the peak, the apex of your jump. So Gelly's just going to jump around this corner, and failing it like that just means that you tried to turn kind of on the top part of
Hold
your
on,
jump.
hold on, not done. Don't say nice. Now you can say nice.
Very well done.
Nice
Very well
twice.
done. Yeah, air control feels very jank in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely, again, surprisingly, the puzzle game is not built for platforming, so we do with what we can.
What's your guys' favorite sigil type in the game, just in general, if you could pick one?
Yellow Z.
Colors?
Yeah,
I like a green L.
a green L.
Of course, Zem likes to take L's. And now, sorry.
I was gonna say the gray sigils. I like them a lot, and the secrets are very cool.
Yeah, we don't, not to spoil it, but we definitely don't solve the puzzle that requires the gray sigils, but it is nice to
Right,
have
right.
them at the very end of the run.
So right here coming up, we have a perfect item jump. If you set an item just the perfect distance away and drop it, you get extra height there. So that's a really useful piece of tech that we use in a few spots in the run.
Yeah, and then we'll be moving up to C7 here. This will be just what I would consider a simple item jump where we intersect with this tree here in order to land on top of it. Oh, we don't even have to do that. A couple more item jumps here, and then I'll be doing a 15 FPS bump jump, which has no things that can go wrong. I have over-jumped this before. Ooh, there you go.
Very nice.
And then I'll be switching over to 30 FPS, doing the most difficult puzzle in the game here.
Quiet, please.
Just barely made it.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I had to have a second a leeway there. For some reason, the delay on that receiver is so long that you can just walk that puzzle. And then I have to do a 30 FPS because the walls in here are so high that 20 FPS doesn't go high enough, but 30 FPS doesn't work normally. Exto, you want to talk about why I have to do what I do there?
Yeah, so normally a 30 FPS barrierless cube jump will just send you straight up. But Gelly was able to get the standing hitbox of that cube or hexahedron kind of in his way, such that when he did the cube jump, he was, yeah!
Very good. Wow.
That was a really good one.
I'll take this.
Wow.
Yeah, the standing hitbox was able to slow him down enough to prevent him from just going straight up and head towards the next sigil.
Yeah. And then this is intended.
For their service.
Very nice. Someone needs to write a video essay that says Talos Principle is Minecraft. We have a sword.
No, you don't have to do it.
Well, come on. That's free content idea for you.
You do it.
Sure.
He's made a promise, everybody, in a year when we round
No,
back,
please.
he'll have a
Don't make me.
All right. Over here, another one of these PIJs, the perfect item jumps, where I'm going to be treating this connector like paint by putting it at a far distance. There we go. Yeah, so that's a lot of height out of that. And then I've simply got to do armory off to my left. You said throne room, right?
I did say throne room. I'll double check.
That's lame. Okay. Paint is not in an ideal location to be using it for stables, which is the puzzle that I want to be doing it here. So I'm going to attempt 60 FPS BLCJ again, which more often than not tends to overshoot. This is a neat little
Really cool lineup on this cube jump right here.
line.
Just
Exactly
right
on
up
the
on
wall.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Just buffer off like that, and then
Ooh.
I don't want to say it, but that's all right. And then we'll be doing a 60 here. I'm trying to get a downward slope out of it.
Is that?
No, that's good.
nice.
Good.
Ooh,
Good.
that one was
Nice.
satisfying.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
And then we can use this. There's not supposed to be a cube in here, so you can just do that. And then that leads us to C2, which is going to be our last main level. We're almost out of here. You said mausoleum paint?
Yeah.
What a travesty. Okay. That's fine. Rapunzel is interesting. We actually, you may have seen before, I use cubes as items, so you can just do cube item jumps like you've seen before. So we do that, and then with a very precise X drop, which I will not talk about further, we can just get into the sigil there. Here's the paint. Like I mentioned, this gives us a nice cube jump into cemetery.
Hey, Gelly,
What's up?
did you know you can hold X to reset?
I can. Anytime you reset checkpoint from the menu, for some reason the devs were like, why are you doing this? Why are you utilizing our game to its full extent? You should hold X to reset. So this is what holding X to reset looks like.
It's very slow. It's much faster to go into the menu and press the button.
Correct. And then we just got one last jump here from this fan.
Nice.
And now I simply need to do another frame perfect trick to get out of here.
Easy, right?
Nope. Yeah, that was a frame too late, probably. That was a frame
Nice.
off.
Nice. Beautiful.
So this has all been in preparation for the tower. What is the tower?
Yeah, the tower. So I guess leading up to this, if you remember, we've been getting so many different sigils, the red ones included. The red sigils are going to be for these doors right here. So you'll see all these red sigils fly on the screen. These are for the tower, which, again, as you're working your way through the game, the whole point is you kind of find the sigils that go into the tower doors that you're finding throughout the game. The higher up you go, you unlock more puzzles, more items, and so it's literally one of the endings to go through the tower. Gelly here is now showing on the computer, just kind of loading through this quick cutscene, and then we're going to be hopping into one of our final skips of the game. It is going to be super, super precise, so if we get it fast at all, it'll be a huge feat. It is very, very difficult. Is it frame?
Thankfully, it's not frame
It's not
perfect.
frame
It's not frame
perfect. It's like
perfect, but
position
it's
perfect.
position perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we're about to go into in a second. But more or less, the tower is one of the endings in the game that you can ascend. And so our ultimate goal here is to get to floor 6. And we're gonna work our way up to floor 6.
Yeah, so one last puzzle.
Another door here, yep.
Fun fact about these red sigil puzzles, they're randomly generated every time. So I'm actually really cool, and they're pre-programmed. I'm sorry, I lied. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this jammer past the purple with this small gap. This is not the hard part. There we go.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna stuff myself in this corner.
Everybody lean in.
Nope. On occasion, sometimes this just doesn't work because, the jammer doesn't work sometimes. So I may reset a couple times for this, but
We call it bad jammer, where something about the interacting with the standing hitbox of the jammer adjusts the player collision, I believe is the working theory.
we don't know. I just make things up and people believe me.
He sounded so convincing when he said
Me
it
when I
earlier,
lie on the internet.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try attempt number 2. Some of my running theory placebos for why this doesn't work sometimes include. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the first half.
Come on.
Yeah. So after Gailey's clipped into the wall there, he's lowering his frame rate, and the goal is to get the jammer to push him out backwards. It just kind of doesn't work sometimes.
Right.
Really?
Oh.
Come on, Gailey.
Come on, baby. Let him out.
I'm not feeling it. Hold on. Tap.
It's so close.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
This is the worst trick in the game.
Oh, fantastic job. Fantastic. You could tell how difficult that is. That is like a good attempt for what it's worth.
Yeah, I was fully expecting that to take 3 minutes. The timer on the top says 1 minute, so that means I'm ahead of time. All right.
Very nice bounce.
So that leads us to our last star here, which this is not the intended way to solve it, but who cares? And then we'll be going down to A star. We skipped A star initially because A only has 8 stars within it, so we have to collect the 2 from the tower in order to get back to it. But now we'll be doing A star, which is primarily axe focused, if that makes any sense.
Hey, Exto, can I ask you a question about this upcoming level?
Sure
You
you
can
can.
ask me anything, Zem.
Anything.
Yeah,
Hold on. All right. Do you want to talk about the axe, or are we just going to sit here?
So the axe in A star, it's
We just played the punt. We have no idea what we're about to say.
shout out Minecraft.
Hey.
Yeah, I can't believe they made it a real thing. Anyway, the intended purpose of the axe is to take some items, I believe it's a jammer and a fan, from the main, like outside the puzzles in A star and bring them into this sigil. So this is Dum Dum Mine here. You have to break a barrier, you have to bring in the jammer, you have to jam a barrier, and then you have to use the axe to chop down a tree. It's much faster to just jump on the walls, of course, but this axe is very conveniently placed, so not only will Gelly be using the axe for Dum Dum Mine here, he'll also be using it for the other 2.
Yep. We've got Nerve Wracker up here, and we've got the other one. Because we don't, so for what it's worth, I know the names of almost all of these sigils by heart, except for the one off to our left, because I've never walked through the purple barrier for that. So we're accessing the axe here. And then, of course, we have to warp out of A again. This whole time, if you've been seeing that flashing indicator that says A, there is a gate that I was supposed to unlock, but I've been warping past it every single time. So
So the game's like, do you want to start the game now? Or?
yeah,
It's a
pretty much.
good thing the axe is so accessible.
Yeah, we made it through that level with only a minor
Actually,
accident.
I think we should stop.
How many do you have in the tank? Just go through them all. Just go
lift
through
them
them all.
I think we're empty.
All right, that's excellent. So, we've got one last thing to do here because we have all of the sigils. We'll be making our way to the messenger ending. So we've got to make our way up to floor 6, and it is most easily done.
Definitely up.
Definitely up, only up by. What?
Oh,
Nope, yeah.
that's a weird one.
I promise the collision in this game is not easy to walk on.
You would imagine floor 6 is up, right? You know, we have to ascend the tower, surely.
The final joke of this game is that we have to go down to go up. Floor 6 is in the basement. Sorry to spoil it. This is a little precise landing on this beam here. Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
So then time ends when I pick the final epitaph here, which indicates how much I think about this game.
It's now time to choose.
Time! What time is that? Hey, underestimate.
Dude,
All I needed.
really nice job.
Great run.
Good job, Gelly.
So,
Really solid.
as we go through this ending cutscene here, I would just like to say I want to shout out the people who are strat finders in this game, especially at Talos of all games. There are more people who are interested in strat hunting and exploit finding. So again, shout outs to Nozu, who donated earlier. Shout outs to EDB, shout outs to Ninja. And there's so many other community members, including my couch and the back couch. So again, thank you very much for making this run as fast as it is. Anything to say?
You hit the big points.
You did it. You did it
All right,
big.
well.
We're so honored to be here. You did such a great job. Very nice job. Gelly is the GOAT, and it's just such an honor to be here supporting you.
All right. Thank you very much, GDQ. We love to be here.
Good job, Gelly.